Welcome from the Jeddah Street Circuit for what we hope is going to be a gripping spectacle of racing. It's time to get underway as we join the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Formula 4. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm not sure if we've got some communication errors in the comms room. Pillar seems to be having a bit of trouble hearing me, I think. But all going well. I'm not alone, as I usually intro. Pillars, how are you? Pillars can't hear me. Why can't Pillars hear me? Pillars is muted, but everybody else seems to be hearing me on the stream okay, so we'll go forward for now. Yes, we are here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, Jeddah. I do love this circuit, a bit too much really. This is what I would call my modern day Monaco, a Monaco which I actually enjoy. We have some good flow sections, some high-speed straights, 27 corners in total, but we're going to be having 25 laps around here after 18 minutes of qualifying, and we've only ever raced here once before, and pole was set by none other than my co-commentator, hopefully, with a 1 at 27.2, so we'll see if that gets beaten today. And I know I did see on time trial some people looking to give threat to that today, but hopefully Pillars will be able to join me in the box soon. He is in the box with me, but it just seems that he can't hear me through Discord, so it's strange that Streamlabs can hear me, the Twitch and YouTube can hear me, but I'm not being sounded in the commentary box, so we will have to wait out to see how we go from there. But BFD Ross first out on track, looking to see how he can tackle the bobby pin that is the Jeddah circuit. I think it does look like a bit of a bobby pin. And as Housey says there, mad track, very tricky, and it is indeed. Princess Phoebes, yes, we can hear you, Bloom, but not Pills on my end, too. So, yeah, hopefully we can catch that up soon. Callum, evening all, let's enjoy the chaos. Well, hopefully we will be joined with some shalom shortly and won't be going through too much chaos and all shot down by previous co-commentator and long friend. All shot down, Diggle. Evening, gents. Have a good one. So where is Ross coming up to now? He's just coming up to turn 27, where we did see Max Verstappen lose his qualifying session here once before in the real F1, and we will be going around here on the real F1 very shortly too. But coming down this start finish straight, DRS assistance heavy braking into turn 1, and you've got to watch them inside curves. But again, there's a massive flow here, as you'll see as we're coming round these quick succession of corners. Coming into turn 4, you have to watch that outside line, make sure it's not invalidated. Double apex here on the left, you have to get the right entry, because then it's a bit of a tricky section here, as we see Ross is already invalidated. So let's see if we can quickly join on board with the next car down, which who will that be? That looks like a Duracell further back, but no, we have all shot down just on a lap now, so we pick him up now on turn 4, as we said. Got to watch that inside line, high curves here, double apex of 5 and 6, and again this carries right the way around. You've got to have a really good flow here to maximise the speed. If you're going to want to get near them 128, then you've got to take the absolute maximum out of the track. A little straight here now, heavy braking. This is where we see a little bit of a camber on this left hand. The purple sector 1 for all shot down, but he's the first. one to be setting a qualifying time, so we will see that on board. But the Baskin-Robbins driver, my old good friend, coming around here now again. You've got to have the flow, and he's lost the back end and lost his front wing for good measure also there. So we will somehow get on board with somebody coming round this track. Mikey G, his Baskin-Robbins teammate, coming up a little bit further behind. So let's go again. Double apex on the left here. We will get round this track at some point. So here we go. This is a little bit before where Diggle lost it. This long left-hander, you want to make sure the camber does go with you round here though. So let's see how Mikey G does handle this section. Coming in, nice on the apex. Did keep the back end, but now that corner exit is important because you've got I want to say a long straight. It's not quite a straight. But you will have DRS assistance. This is where you'll see a lot of people chase it down, and Droftas setting a provincial pole time with 1:29.4. I missed that one, set on the softs, but here we go into sector 3 now. DRS assistance enabled. P's also with the 1:28.3. Whilst we're on Mikey G, his Baskin-Robbins teammate. Heavy braking now into the final corner. You're going to want to get good exit here, but not enough to throw you into the wall like Max Verstappen did. Coming down, DRS. Wing open. Where are we going to go? We're going to come across the line with a 1:29.3, which earns second place for the Baskin-Robbins driver Mikey G. So I'm not really sure how we're going to try and fix this audio issue here, but Pillars is trying to join us. It's not really Pillars, it's the issue. It's my audio that seems to be the issue tonight, but we'll see how we get through that. But Glock with a 1:28.2 is still a second away from Pillars' pole time from the last time he was here at Jeddah. So fantastic time for the Duracell driver there. Glock, who else have we got coming around? I can see some YouTube cars coming around the back. Wouter is on an outlap. Ramsel. No, that must be Droftas. He was the first to set the time. So yes, with a 1 second plus deficit, I don't think he is going again. So who have we got potentially setting a lap? We've got Troy picking up a little bit of traffic around that final sector there. 1:16 currently coming around the final corner. Is this a potential flying lap? I think it is. He's depleted his ERS. His back, his fuel light is flashing. He's maximising the track there, and he does get potential pole time with a 1:27.7. Fantastic time from Troy. We see some rapid laps coming from the reserve driver there. Oh, and who's that we've got around the back there? We've seen Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor with a 1:38.1, but not really a representative time for Tom. We don't know if he will be probably up there a little bit further. Wouter currently with the purple sector 1. Wouter, the current leading driver in the championship tonight, and last week he did earn double points for YouTube, and he did do the Grand Slam. He did get the fastest lap, he got pole, and he got the race win, so maximum points going to the YouTube driver there. And I've definitely after maximum points again tonight. So let's see where this YouTube driver comes down. We didn't see Wouter here last time when we was at Jeddah, so let's see how this track does fare for the YouTube driver. We've still got another 5 attempts on Troy's time possible from before. Wouter only with a 1:28.5, slower than his main title protagonist Pease. Let's see how that fares as the race does develop. Who else have we got coming across the line? Callum, I think, just starting a lap. DJ banging it straight up there with a 1:27.8. Fantastic from the Repsol driver. And again, Troy just coming into the pits now. So we've got a small breather. Let's see. On the comments now, Droftas might be a solo job, Bloom. We can hear you in stream, but not in Discord chat. So that is really unfortunate, and that might make the driver interviews really difficult. come the end of this, so we'll have to see if I can sort that out somehow. Bannister coming round the final sector now. This is a lap time coming in from Bannister, the Repsol driver, and he does improve by nearly 2 tenths and get himself up into P8 with a 1:30.292. So just bear with me one moment now. Let's see if I can get the comms working. So let's see. And we do have a Pillars that can hear me. It was my device. I don't really know what was going on there, but Pillars, how are you?
Shalom!
Shalom! Yes!
We're in Saudi. We'll get beheaded, so moving on.
Yes, we have Pills in my box. So,
absolutely.
Pillars, I mean, it's only apt that it's yourself doing co-coms with me tonight because you hold the pole time here. And most importantly, it's not yet been beat. Previously, you had a 1:27.238, and that's not been beaten as of yet.
I have a funny feeling either you're going to get the sweaty Dutchman DJ, who has put in at least over 500 laps for this week in the top 100, sweating his dick off for this, or it will be Mr. IKEA himself, Troy, that will beat that, I think. Or maybe Glockenspiel, but we'll see. Interesting top 5 at the moment. It'll be very competitive.
Yes. Interesting to see Peas and Wouter down in P4 and P5. And interesting to see Wouter behind Peas currently. But let's see how that develops.
That is a position Wouter hasn't found himself in very often. So in more ways than one, really. Total Peas is out on a lap at the moment, but Droftas just coming towards his pit box, maybe. He is indeed.
Yeah, that's an invalid lap by the YouTube driver at the moment. That could just be an in lap. Who we got coming round? We got a Duracell coming round the back, Curtis, but he is also invalid. So next up will be a YouTube car on an outlap. A YouTube on an outlap. But we got Peas immediately behind Wouter. So interestingly enough, Wouter will possibly be giving Peas a little bit of a slipstream down his back straight as he's on a flyer right now.
Indeed, but gets out of the way, doesn't want to be giving his championship rival too much of a little toe there. But Wouter will get one off Peas, actually. Is really smart from Wouter there, just playing it. Just giving it the old switchy-roo. Peas. I don't know what Peas did. That's P3.
Yes.
But through goes Wouter onto his lap. I think Chazza might be. Oh, no, Chazza's invalidated as well. There's a lot of invalidations going on at the moment, so. I think Wouter is going to be the next person. Nope. Yep, definitely.
Yeah, there's only a few out on track at the minute, and about 5 minutes left. I can't see because of the yellow flag, but it's about 5 minutes left in this session, so still plenty of time to get in and out and shake it all about. But Wouter now giving his best shot to beat P's time and possibly beat Troy's time. But a purple sector 1 will help that matter greatly.
Definitely 4 tenths up after sector 1. I probably shouldn't have ruled Wouter or P's out of beating my whole lap round here. So Wouter now coming towards the back end of sector 2. Long straight here, just kind of put your foot down and see what happens. But it's looked pretty tidy from Wouter so far here, Blue.
It does. And we do have a new follower, Troy, the man himself, provisional pole for now, following the Twitch. So thank you very much, and continue to watch you and everyone else. Thank you very much.
IKEA Merchant. As we go towards to the final corner, see what he can do. Looked very, very tidy. He was obviously 6.5 tenths up coming out of split 2, and it is going to be a 27.9. So Troye is still holding that advantage at the moment, but DJ obviously not happy after putting in 1,000 hours on this track going out again.
Yeah, Wouter and Pease incredibly close to each other now. Diggle going again and gets a 1:30.4. Is this now his flying lap? I don't know. Let's just carry on.
I think he has backed off a little bit, unless he is just going to try and go again. But ERS could be a little bit of an issue. I think it's could be fairly quiet. Bannister just improved. Ross is on a lap now, coming through sector 1. Probably the most technical part on the track with the double lefts and swinging rights, and that is going to not be invalid. How is that not invalid? But we move apparently.
Yes, but I'm looking now. Pease just coming into the pits, but he had ran out of fuel before that, so that's just the lengths that these drivers are going to. They're under fueling the car to the absolute maximum.
Siphoning it out his old Pease. Wants obviously the maximum performance out of the car. For the car to be at its lightest. Ross is still valid, going now into the back end of sector 2, start of sector 3. So he needs a good lap here, and I think it's Ross. I don't know what happens to Xerxes, but or X or God King, whatever you want to call him, Steve. I don't know.
I missed that as well at some point. So yeah, Xerxes is out of this session, having not set a time, and DJ is just setting a lap, but he had a really sketchy sector 1. He was riding the curb a bit too much, but I did see a car coming out the pit, so I don't know if that had anything to do with his attention at the time. But as you say, Ross just now coming down to the line.
Definitely P8, 29.4 from Ross, good improvement there. Diggle, I believe, might have run out of fuel as well, possibly. But there's a mass exodus in the pit lane at the moment. We've got Callum on an outlap. Guys are coming out now. Chewy could be coming out any second. DJ.
Wow.
This is a busy track for the end of Q1.
Yeah. Well, 2 minutes left in this session, and you're going to need them full 2 minutes to get round to start your flying lap. So yeah, this is going to be Monza, where we'd normally see them queuing at the end of the session to get through. But that might cause a few dramas for some people, because Callum is on an outlap. He's in front of a YouTube car. It's hopefully not on a lap. He's in front of Ramsel. But he's on a lap.
He is indeed. This is going to get very, very busy as Ross has binned it. Ross is out of the session. I don't really know where that is.
That's well out of the way. I don't really know how he got there.
I think he must have dropped on the curve, similar to what Mick Schumacher did, but in a different area of the track. But he was safety through, possibly safety through. So that's a strange one from Ross. Obviously, we're not going to be losing anybody. It's only short quali, but difficult to kind of. I mean, you didn't really have the ERS to go again, but it is what it is. Callum, yeah, this is about to get busy there, Blue.
Let's see how we can get on at all. Tom Taylor will be starting a lap now. Who else have we got coming down? Chazza just starting a lap. Who else? Troy, is that a starter? Yes, 8 minute time. That's a starter.
Absolutely. I just don't really know. Bannister is putting it into the pit lane. Curtis at a 20. I don't know if he's just starting a lap. Possibly is. Rams obviously on the lap, coming through sector 2 now. I think he's the first along. I believe he is.
Yeah, Wouter just starting a lap. He's just started a lap. Mikey G. I think he might be the first for the checkered flag. A few seconds in it. Oh no, he did make it in time, and he was 2 tenths improved. Now in 6th place, or still in 6th place, should I say, with a 1:28.8.
I'm just trying to find who's in front of Rams. It's Callum. So Callum got towards the line now. And it's going to be a 31.1. Good enough for P13.
Completely lost them all then.
Ramsel in P7. Tom Taylor has chinned it into a wall as well. So So Chaz is invalidated. That's good. That's painful for Chazza. Chaz is down as 16th for the start of this race.
Yeah, Draftas improves by 4 attempts, getting himself into P7. Chazza, as you say, invalid. Who's the car behind Chazza? It is none other than Glock.
Glock does go quicker again though. It's a 27.7.
Ooh, not able to beat your time. Who's the next car along? Curtis. Curtis does improve by 4.5 tenths now, taking P8 just in front of Ramsel, splitting the YouTube drivers there, but that must only be Wouter coming round now. What time?
Indeed.
127.6 dead. So he took pole last week, he's took pole this week as well. Or for now, should I say.
Indeed.
Pease could still. Pease can't reply because he paused up. I've seen him get sliding. I'm not really sure what happened, but obviously the traction was not there on his car. But I think that is it for our session. So P's down into P4, but we know P's is not concentrating as much on the qualifying, and we know that it doesn't really make much of an issue when P starts in P5 or P6 because he's very then soon battling for first place again. But Troy in the mix today, showing some ultimate strength throughout all of that qualifying session effectively, because he was a front runner for a long time until Wouter just pipped him at the end there.
I am back. I don't know what the hell happened there, but I'm back.
Guess who's back?
Back. Hello, friend.
So, funnily enough, Wouter with a 127.599, but when he crossed the line in the lobby, it said 127.6. But hey ho, pole position either way. Troy taking second place, DJ third, P's fourth, Glock fifth, Mikey G sixth, Droftas seventh, Curtis eighth, Ramsel 9th, Ross 10th, Bannister 11th, Allshot down at 12th, Callum at 13th, Tom Taylor 14th on the mediums. Why? Xerxes, Chazza and Chewy without valid times on track. But a little bit of a split there because the top 5, only 5 times splitting, but then we do drop over a second beyond that.
We do indeed, obviously. That's where Chazza needs to kind of get through those gaps right there. That big second gap is where Chazza needs to obviously make his magic happen. I wouldn't want to be a betting man at who's going to win this, so the top 5 I expect to break away. And hopefully we can have a little 5-car battle and see what we had last week around France when we got 5 wide going into some corners and it's all carnage. Yes.
Now, I could be wrong. However, Troy, I do believe, has raced 4 races this season, scored a podium in every one. Scored 2 wins and 2 thirds. So Troy definitely one to look out for today. He's also scored a fastest lap and 2 pole positions. Obviously didn't score pole position here, but definitely did show the strength to do that if Wouter had just dropped the ball ever so slightly on that lap. But also, it looks quite overcast there.
It definitely does. Could be interesting if we do get a little spot of rain in there. It's going to be, obviously, track temperature is going to be a little bit lower, so for the boys that's out there, that would be helping them save their tyres just a little bit more. Obviously, there is a lot of tyre wear around here compared to other tracks, just with the fast nature of the corners and how quickly they come at you as well.
Yeah, we should see an easy one stop there, I do believe. Medium to hard or hard to medium if someone wants to do the ultimate strategy. I can tell you last race here for Formula 4, Pease did win and Xerxes did pick up a podium as well. So unfortunate for the qualifying session, not really sure what happened, but definitely he's got the history here to do well, Xerxes.
Definitely, and there is a big mixture of tyres out there. I wasn't expecting to see that many mediums out there, but Troy elected for the mediums. So he wanted to get that gap straight away. Maybe he's banking on an early safety car and taking Haas at the end of the Grand Prix. That's an interesting call, though.
Yes, definitely. But as you say, safety car all to play for here, because there isn't much runoff in some of these areas.
No, there really isn't. It is they say Hungary's kind of Monaco on steroids, but this gives you a bit more of a Monaco on steroids for Saudi. So interesting to see kind of what happens. Obviously, there's a few people have a bit of form at the moment, but when the walls are close, it might. It's either going to go one way or the other. So hopefully, for the people that are out of form, they can find a little bit of something going on here, and obviously get themselves right back up there.
There's definitely a flow to this track, but the problem is, as soon as you're out of the flow, you're completely against the current, as Ross does lose it a little bit there on the medium tyres on the formation lap.
Yeah, definitely. It's those tyres do need to warm up a little bit more, but it's interesting that people are still struggling with the grip out there. Hopefully, when this race starts, so Wouter isn't messing about at all. He's back on the line pretty much already. So hopefully, when these lights go out, grip will be there for him, as those tyres will be up to the right temperatures.
And he completely romped it towards that box that he's got to drive into, slammed on his brakes, and he is edged ever so slightly to the left to cover off from Troy.
Troy going to the right, so these boys are looking at each other. And Pease is, he's just looking at Wouter, about to rip his rear wing off. So Pease, ever the aggressive starter. Going to be an interesting one here, Bloom.
Looking as aggressive as the Wolf's frown on this halo. But yes,
indeed. But I'll let you take it away from here, Bloom.
Let's see this race start. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Boogity, 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 let's go racing. And that was a very quick start for the lights, and Troy responds well. Pease also up a position already and coming down. Pease on the inside of Troy, and he's connected. Troy has been spun around on turn 2.
That is not ideal for Troy, eh? I did miss out. I was looking a little bit further back. Troy has got all to do now. But Woo's already a second in front. As Curtis out. Curtis is out. And that's
Chazza.
Car VS6. Oh, sorry. No, it's Curtis. Curtis is out.
Curtis is out. Chazza was around, and I think that is just a VSC. I don't see any yellow dot on the map. But
no, that is just a VSC.
That is a mental start. Sheer pandemonium. We want to see some Shalom back in the lobby, please. But Troy, biggest loser there, down 12 places with the collection from Pease early on. But did that give Pease any damage to his front wing?
That is going to be the questions we're going to be asking. The block will be now all over the back of him. Wouter 1.3 in front, so already breaking that gap. Pease obviously going to be using that ERS to get back inside that DRS. We've got Bannister making a move on all shot. And then we've got Tom Taylor on the outside as well. This is going to be carnage going into this next left-hander, as Callum is just looking on, but Diggle just slots in behind Tom there.
It is very, very strategic move from Diggle there to back out of that battle. He knows that this is not his fight, and he just wants to survive, because as we know, incidents can happen.
Definitely. All shot now up too.
Correction there, Allshot just saving his breath for the next corner.
Well, very wise from Diggle there, but this is carnage already. I don't really know what's going on. Everybody's everywhere. Ramsell's in the pit lane, so he must have issues there. That is a front wing change from Ramsell, so it's moving everybody up at one spot. But Bannister and Tom Taylor going at it. Diggle needs to now just pull away a little bit more here, Blue, if you can.
Yeah, this Bannister and Tom Taylor battle is carrying on.
3.1 no to the back of Ross, and Ross up in a strong P7 for himself there. He needs that kind of, but that is going to be in a couple of warners there easily. He just needs a nice easy race. But everybody now is from first to sixth, all in a little train going on here, and this could get very spicy front and back.
Yeah.
Don't mind me asking.
Used to having a spicy back, but not a spicy front. But yeah, it's so spicy. Tom Taylor taking that position back from all shot down, and now who's that? Callum. Callum has been spun ever so slightly when he's been going side by side with Troy, trying to reclaim them positions he lost at the start.
Definitely. I mean, 2 into 1 doesn't really go around there, so one of those boys had to yield, whether it be either Troy or Callum, and Neither of them wanted to, and obviously the worst result happened for him. Diggle, though, is... What's going on now? What is going on now? What are you doing, boys?
Troy absolutely romping past Bannister, and Bannister just catching the brake pedal in time before he smashed Troy's gearbox right in there.
Definitely Diggle must have damage. He's gone in very early, so Diggle going into the pit lane must be for a wing change. And that puts Troy back up to 9th with 1.8 behind the back of Tom Taylor, who obviously is out of a bit of form. Just looking at the front, it's all kind of... They're all chilling out really at the moment, Blue. There's nothing going on. DRS is activated this lap, though.
No wing change for Diggle, and I think he went from mediums to medium, so I'm not really... Unless I missed something there, and I think there's been a mistake in his pit box.
Very strange call. If he's just gone in and not changed any front wing, put on the same set of tyres. Chaz past Bannister. That could be a bit of team orders there, though.
Yeah.
Chaz now up to 10th and nearly losing it.
Oh!
He's in the wall.
He's lost his right end plate there, so definitely a bit of a mistake. Not sure what happened. Maybe it was just judgment, and we've got a yellow flag further up as well.
Ross dropping like a stone. Ross down to 11th now. Troy. This is all just helping out Troy after all those positions that he lost at the start. He's now only a second behind the back of Tom Taylor, so Troy definitely getting a move on.
Xerxes is making a lovely move on Bannister there, under braking and getting away very quickly. Ross trying to reclaim position from Bannister. I'm wondering if he's got any front wing damage, but I can't see from this angle.
No, it doesn't look at the moment. He might have just been able to catch that spin. But looking at it, it's a very good battling between these guys. Very clean and respectful as per usual. Troy is just cutting that gap down. Block, these and Woos are now going to start stretching that advantage that they have.
Yeah, and some battling. I want to jump back up to the top, but this battle between Troy, Bannister and Ross has just really got me going.
Yeah, has it?
Really get the people going. But yeah, let's have a jump up to our front runners now. Wouter still holding this race lead, but Pease, as we said, starting 5th, straight into 2nd place, Glock 3rd. And this is normal proceedings for Formula 4. These three really battling out at the top. And we've got another yellow flag.
Callum again. Callum is round. So Chaz now coming out of the box on a fresh set of mediums. Looking to obviously make a massive indent now and needs to get that gap back, and probably does need a safety car or two. Yeah,
as does Diggle. Diggle in the pits again, so I do think it was a mistake from the pit crew because he's now come out with some harbs on.
Yeah. One digs. I love when Diggle's got a hard up.
And Diggle's got a hard up.
Try a task Tom Taylor.
Just battles going on up and down the field. I've seen movement between Bannister and Ross. Bannister and Xerxes, sorry, and it's still carrying on now.
Yeah, Xerxes went a little bit deeper to try and get a run, but all we've done is kind of put Ross a little bit closer to him. So now, but Xerxes using that ERS down the start finish straight and going to go to the inside and take that pretty easily from Bannister. But Bannister looking down the inside again. That was but you've got Ross down. You've got Ross on his outside, and now Bannister does stick that in. Bannister trying to obviously get that switch back on Xerxes, but now battling with Ross, taking him out DRSer.
Yeah, I think the focus there was a 2-car battle, but Bannister maybe not realising it was a 3-way battle with Ross also in the mix.
Definitely, and Callum is now in for a wing change and a new set of mediums. There's a lot of mediums going on for people at the moment. They're not trying to use those hards. They are wanting that safety car to bring them back in, and they can get on those hard tyres to the end. Still on as even at the start, top 3, Block, Pease and Wooster just holding stations at the moment, not letting everything kind of kick off as of yet. They got 1.8 to the back of DJ. Droftas obviously cut that gap to DJ last week.
Pease is going for the race lead. He's on the outside of turn 27. Is he going to be looking for the switchback? Oh, and Wouter did lose a little bit of traction on the back end, which might cost him the position, but Wouter is the one with the DRS assistance.
He is indeed. Wouter played that probably perfectly, as good as he needed to. Obviously, outdid Pease without thinking there. DRS straight is very powerful on that start-finish straight. Callum must have had another issue because Diggle was caught up amazing amounts of time, even with that pit from Callum. So Callum might have had another little spin going on there, but it's still 3/10, 4/10 now from Pease to Wouter.
Yeah, and all that's allowing is Glock to close that gap even more, whilst Pease and Wouter are fighting it out.
Is indeed. Droftas now in DRS with DJ as well. These two need to work together so they can bring themselves back into this fight for the podium places.
And Chazzy putting them at fresh mediums to good use, picking up fastest lap for now, and Ross is away! Ross trying to catch a slide there, allowing Bannister to go all the way through, but thankfully there was some runoff on that section there. And I do think that is Rams all around, so we won't focus on that too long.
It's 3/10 again. We're going down towards this back straight again, and that is Ross is around as well. But we'll go back up to the top because P is now closing back in on Wouter.
That's a VSC. That's a VSC. That would have been for Ross. I'm assuming Ross now won't have a front wing, and the VSC is to go and pick that up. And yeah, he's missing a full front wing.
Is indeed. We're trying to just probably show Pease into the pit lane and backed out, but Pease not having any of it. A veteran is Pease in the league race this in, so probably won't be calling for that one anytime soon. But Droftas needs to get if Droftas and DJ can work together nicely, they might be able to cut that gap towards Glock. We can have a little 5-way battle going on.
Yeah, we do normally see a good battle between DJ and Droftas as well. They've got in for a pop battle right now as well. But as you say, a little bit of mutual respect between the two of them could earn them a podium position, as Ross gets a 5-second speed into the pit lane penalty, which is not what they want. And it's a bad day for Sega right now with Tom Taylor and Ross both in the pits.
Yeah, it's not ideal. 10th, 11th and 12th. Not ideal, but this is the longest VSC I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's
drive through.
Oh, and it's just gone green, and 2/10 between Pease and Wouter as it went green.
Yep, and Mikey G with a drive-through penalty, so that's gonna ruin his chances. But now we are looking at, I am looking at Pease. Now chasing down the back of Wouter. Glock is obviously a little bit more interested as well. Needs a few scraps to happen between these two, and Glock can just kind of pick his way through. Droftas also 4.5 tenths. We've got a couple of gaps to work on here. It's all getting a little bit busy towards his front end.
It is very busy in the front end right now. Droftas also very close to DJ. DRS assistance, as it was only a VSC. DRS is still activated immediately after the track goes green.
It is indeed. Still half a second between Pease and Wouter. Droftas now cutting that gap down. Just going to stick behind Wouter at the moment. Behind DJ. They can kind of pull each other along a little bit more.
Giggity. Shalom.
Shalom to you.
But yeah, DJ has got Glock in sight further up track. So yeah, although he's got to be watching his rear mirror for the YouTube car behind of him, he has also got the Duracell in sight further ahead.
He has indeed. These guys definitely are cutting the gap a little bit more, actually. They've taken 4 tenths out of the front guys at the moment. So they're definitely working well together. Obviously, DJ probably should be quick round here, as he has spent 1,000 hours on this track. And I will keep reiterating the point, because I find it sickening. If he wants to go out and touch some grass, that would be ideal.
But yeah, all the rest of the field has spread out ever so slightly. But like you say, DJ and Droftas, I think the battling between Wouter and Pease is just allowing Glock to stay behind them, but that's allowing DJ and Droftas to close in, so we could have a 5-way battle at the front very soon.
He is indeed. Pease now. Is he going to go for it? He has gone for it, so he's... I mean, will Wouter just kind of breeze back through again? Yes, he is.
Well, Wouter perfectly timed it so that he gets the DRS assistance, but he will be on the outside, but he has got in front of the Baskin-Robbins just in time.
He did indeed. We have got a bit of movement. Obviously, Mikey 7 is drive-through penalty. Troy 7.6 on the back of Droftas, he needs to get a move on a little bit, or a safety car would help him out definitely.
Well, that's it. I think we know Troy has got the pace. So Troy making his way back through after the early incident with Pease. So there will be no love lost once by the time he catches up.
No, it definitely won't be. There'll be definitely elbows out then. Excuse me, sorry you this.
That's all right. On the comments, Jess, evening. Sorry, guys, I'm late. Yes, I'm sorry you're late too. You're missing all the fun. And Princess Phoebes, oi!
Can't believe she was late. Can't believe it. I'm heartbroken. Chris is annoyed. He's heartbroken.
Yeah. Is that heartbroken? He ain't here. He's at work, grafted away, and you just can't be bothered to tune in. Oh.
Can't go cheer on his Baskin Robbins teammates, so can appreciate it when I tell him later.
Droftas very close to the back of DJ, still not able to make his way through, but DJ now 1.6 seconds behind. Not really closing that gap now, but Pease and Woot are really having a good old ding-dong.
Definitely, I think Ram's always around again. But we will stick on board with Pease, who did just decide to stick behind, and now he's closing that gap to Woot. He goes to the inside, very close to these two, and he's going to break a little bit later. Woot is going to try and get the switch back. I think he is. I think Pease is just going to hang on now until Woot is having a sniff.
Very clever positioning from Pease there, and this is going to be the first time he's been leading properly. He's only ever led for a few lengths before it's been retaken from Wouter. So yeah, the first proper lead from Pease here at the Jeddah Grand Prix.
And then Glock obviously now closing in as well. So this is just, and this gap for DJ is getting a little bit bigger now as well. He's always through sector 1 and sector 3. It will extend a little bit more, just to sector 2 is a little bit more follow the leader sort of thing, and a few more slower corners. As Glock has hit the wall, Glock has just hit the wall. Be interested to see if he has got any end plate damage, but stays in DRS. He's going to need to burn some of that battery as well now. Can't just keep up there. He
does still have both end plates, but I'm still thinking about DJ's gap getting bigger.
Oh yeah. Oh we all.
But Wouter shoes on the other foot now. Wouter chasing down Pease, coming down his final sector. Now on the outside line for Wouter. And the door was closed by Pease. Pease is definitely defending hard. Now the medium tyre runners are going to be wanting to pit very soon. But Wouter retakes this race lead. In front. Oh, is he in front of Pease? No, he isn't. Pease with the inside line for turn 1, but Wouter inside for turn 2 and does retake the race lead for now.
Definitely these boys making it very, very close between each other. But all we're doing is letting Glock just kind of sit there. Glock does need to charge the RS up a little bit more. As the two in front have got more van in. Is Droftas still out there on those 10-lap-old mediums? Might have chosen those mediums to kind of hope for an early safety car. It just hasn't happened. But it's still obviously 3 tenths and then 2 tenths. So 7 tenths covers the top 3 at the moment, and 1.5 back. So they have gained a bit of time onto the top 3. As Troy now picked up a 3-second time penalty as well.
Yeah, I was on board with him. He ran over the pit limit, the pit exit line. So I think that was his final warning for that. But I was watching on board with him because he did pull the trigger early for the mediums. I do think 11 laps on the mediums is the ideal strategy. So he pulled the trigger 1 lap early. We'll have to see how that compares, but Pease right on the hoop of Wouter.
No, yes, Bloom. Nudging his nose into Wouter's hoop, and Pease is going to come out of that hoop and nick it down the inside of Wouter. And now it's kind of Wouter's turn to be in Pease's hoop, which is the place where every one of us has been.
Yes. Who doesn't want to be in that hoop?
I mean, if you say no, then you're weird to me, so.
But Glock clearly not taking too much damage from that skirmish with the wall, and he's still able to maintain this pace with these front 2.
But very Glock. Sorry, carry on, Blue.
Droftas now pitted, so we did come in 1 lap later than Troy, but let's see how the pit stops will affect the front runners when they do pit.
Definitely. Steve's just gone by. God, he's travelling today. It's absolutely ruined me. But Droftas is going to come out just behind him. So Droftas has got that tyre warm up to do. So it's going to be about a lap, about half a lap, 3/4 of a lap of pain. As you can see, kind of going into that left hand of the car just doesn't want to slow down as there's just no warp in the tyres. But yeah, obviously Droftas kind of got a bit more of a jump. Maybe the overcut is quite powerful around here.
I think this is why a lot of people do the ultimate strategy, though. They go hards medium rather than medium hard, because the hards to warm up after a pit stop is horrid. They are just stone cold.
They are a bit more like Steve Austin. We have got Ross is out of session.
Oh, Ross is out. And the safety car is out.
That is painful for Droftas, as he did just box the lap before, and if I was him, I'd be absolutely screwing.
Absolutely key for Bannister now. Bannister probably the most prime situation to be pitting, but now what does this call for Pease, Wouter and Glock as they're all coming into the pits? DJ also following suit.
Definitely, I think Xerxes is going to have to go in as well. So, I mean, this is going to be mediums, but
let's see where this does actually bring Droftas out, because although he did pit and he will have to go slower than the rest of them.
Droftas is in. Droftas is in. He must have a spare set of mediums, which probably could be the right call.
Yeah, he's not going to lose much, I don't think. Yeah, everybody else is pit. This is like the pit safety car. I don't think we're going to have any position changes. Everyone was just pit.
You know what this means, Bloom?
Pandemonium.
Restart. Pandemonium indeed.
And Pease.
Let's hope there's a bit of shalom in that pandemonium. It's pandemonium.
It is pandemonium, and Pease will be calling this race start. And I just prayers for Glock, because Glock doesn't have much luck on restart sometimes. So let's hope that he does have some good luck today.
Well, he's got DJ Sweat Dragon just behind him, so at least he hasn't got he's got him on his back. But Droftas does need to clear Steve very quickly. Obviously for that Pot 2 championship battle.
Yes. Top 6 on mediums, Bannister on some hards. So that was prime for his strategy, but he's now in a pool of pain, possibly, with all these medium runners around him. So it might come to him near the end of the stint, but we'll have to wait and see.
Absolutely. I mean, if I was Bannister, I probably would have. He couldn't even been able to really box. He would have come out with about P12 or P13.
Yeah, he'd have lost a lot of positions to box.
But there could be a lot of pain for Bannister coming up.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
But who knows? A pandemonium, everything could be golden for Bannister.
Yeah, I don't want to say it, but I'm relatively surprised this is our first safety car, lap 13.
I was expecting more.
I don't want more.
But at least these boys are quite under control.
Yes.
No, I don't think any of us do. But hey, we'll take it. It's a dub. It's a dub.
Who told you that? Who told you that? But we'll take it.
I'll always take you, dude.
Biggest winner at the moment is Xerxes, up 10 places. But Chewy having an additional stop in the pits. What is he gone back onto some mediums? I think he has. So in fact, that's looking like it's going to be only Bannister and Callum running the hard tyres after this restart.
Yep, I would. As far as Callum, you're at the back anyway. Just get yourself in, get yourself on some mediums, and see what happens. You're still on the lead lap, and that would probably be the best thing to do. All you're going to do is probably lose ground as everybody's on those fresher, stickier medium tyres. That could be a bit painful now for Callum towards the end of this Grand Prix, but with 12 laps left to go, kind of anybody's game still at the top of the leaderboard there.
Yeah, so we could have a little talk now about our potential drivers of the day.
drivers of the day. Give me 1 second. Let me put my food shopping list down for 1 second. Because I'm doing this under, just doing it under safety car. You know, there's not really much to say. I mean, I've always got to do what I've always got to do. So I'd give it at the moment for me personally. Steve up 10 places. Had a great Grand Prix, and this is where he bins it, and then I get in a party chat with him later, and he absolutely hates me. But yeah, I'd give it to Steve at the moment. Very, very good.
To be fair, my
so
thoughts were there with Steve along with yourself because, as we know, Steve does no assists. In fact, who was that? I think I just seen someone tap the wall. Was that? That wasn't. Hopefully, that wasn't Steve who just tapped the wall as we were talking about how great he was driving.
Look, all I'm going to say is we've all done it under safety car around here. Some of us from the lead of the race. Some of us just not. Some of us just who are further back in the pack. It happens. It's a mistake.
You'll do with Grosjean.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I did last season. Or 2 seasons ago, even. And it was Ericsson that time. It was.
So Callum has actually took Chewy's advice by the looks on it. He's copied Chewy by coming in late and getting off them hard tyres. So Bannister now the only driver. In fact, is he going to be the only driver on the hard tyres?
Yeah, that is definitely going to go 1 or 2 ways for Bannister. It's either going to go okay, and he can hang in DRS, or he's just going to get absolutely
smashed,
castrated. Yeah, I didn't really. I knew where I was going with it, but I need to kind of tone it down to what I actually wanted to say. So castrated or smashed?
Smashed. Let's have a little quick. Oh,
and his hoop assaulted.
Quick look at the warnings for people. Got a few on here. Not too many though, so let's hopefully get through this without many more penalties because we've only got 1 driver currently at the moment with a penalty. All the rest have been served in the pits. And that is unfortunately our pole contender, Troy.
Is indeed, so he will be dropping like a sack of potatoes at the back of this Grand Prix. But as the safety car does pull away, it is going to be total pains. Total big pains. RELPs to lead us away, W.
Yeah, and he's not pulling the trigger early. This long straight, you don't want your rivals dragging you along this straight, but has he pulled the trigger yet? No, yes, he has now. Played a little bit of a dummy for Wouter to come up his inside, giggity, and then pulled the trigger immediately after he withdrew.
Yeah. Oh, that man knows when to pull out. He won't be having any kids in a hurry. But all good so far. Tom Taylor and Troye going at it. Troye does get that move done. Mikey G looking at Chazza. But yeah, Troye up to the 8, and now Bannister on those hards. It is a struggle. This is a struggle for Bannister now, as he has already lost a second through sector 1 alone. But he's still pushing on. Troye probably will be looking to the outside here. Covering that inside, and Troy obviously can be later on those mediums, and he's going to hang it all the way around the outside and take the 7. Tom Taylor. Oh! Tom Taylor and Bannister come together.
Yeah, I think Tom Taylor had to correct a slide there, but there was only Bannister's car in the way, and Tom well off track now. So yeah, massive damage.
That is going to completely just put him out of any contention of any decent points. He's by half a second at the moment, 6/10 now. Pease is definitely getting a bit of a move on. DJ looking a little bit right. It's all a little bit tight here, bud.
It's looking tight.
It's all about 4/10 to half a second.
Yeah, I'm kind of losing you a little bit there, Pillars. Sounds like you were going through a tunnel.
7-way fight here for. Is that better now?
It is better now.
Yep.
Xerxes, yes, really up there with Droftas. Although Droftas, I think, has took that position from him, hasn't he? But DJ also hot on Glock's tail. That 2-second gap that we had earlier, no longer existent. And we've got...
Oh, Droftas is round. There's nothing to Droftas. He's dropped.
Oh,
he must have damage.
Safety car.
Damage. It is a safety car. Well, I mean, what do you do from here? Droftas has no front wing. Steve has no front wing.
Steve's no front wing.
Has got a front wing. Yeah,
oh,
so it's Droftas.
Oh, doohickey.
I'm going to say we did nothing there. Blue Up wasn't on us. Because he didn't lose it on his own, I don't think. Well, I hope he hasn't, anyway.
No, but that will promote Troy up to 5th place. The time penalty to serve, but yeah. Not really a day you want to celebrate, but DJ will probably be a little bit happy about the outcome of that. So Droftas, his main rival for this race and for the pot, will have to pit for a new wing.
He will indeed. So he's going to be losing out a lot. Is it worth the soft? Is it worth for some people the soft gamble? Car's going to be lighter by now, or is it you stick on maybe? Well, I mean, I think for Droftas, unless he has got another set of mediums, it's got to be a set of soft tyres at the end, maybe.
I think I actually understand what's happened now. You voted Steve as driver of the day.
But you followed my vote there, babe. I am not sinking alone here, my brother. You are coming with me.
Well, I will join you on that sinking ship. And yes. But we do have a little message.
Titanic.
You're going full Titanic. I'll never let go, Jack. Get off me, though. You weigh me down. But we do have some advice for you, Pillars, in the comments. Princess Feed saying, pull out will not stop you having kids, Pills. Take precautions.
I mean, I should have taken those precautions about 5 years ago. But I didn't, so... It happened.
Well, it is what it is, but I don't need to take any precautions anymore. I've been myself seen to. Had a barbecue, got 2 hot bricks, clapped them together. Oh, almost.
Did you grill your own sausage, did you?
Well, nobody else was doing it. Wait! Things you gotta do.
Absolutely. From 10th down though, we have got some softs on. So you want to get a bit more.
What made you say
Get a
that?
bit more excited. Well, I mean.
Well, Bannister's still hard, so that's a good thing for Bannister. But to be fair, he's missed a bit of a trick because there's only 2 cars behind him on mediums, and then the rest are going to be soft. So if it wasn't a bad day for Bannister on them hards, he's now got 6 soft runners behind him.
He could end up getting himself patted here. Pat butchered.
Jess, gross. We have softs on now. Thanks for that.
Hey, look, I actually went soft socks. But, Droftas is in the pit lane. Droftas is in the pit lane again. That is for a new set of soft tyres. So, maybe he's gone for the... I'm down at the back anyway. I'll give myself 1 lap of fresher soft tyres. And maybe that extra bit of percentage on that last lap might be able to help him sneak through a few more points, as he does need it at the moment with DJ up in 4.
Yeah, he's going to need a miracle to try and catch DJ all the way up 11 places. And it was originally an incident that spiralled from Droftas and Xerxes as to why we have this now second safety car.
It is indeed, which I'm hoping should come in at the end of this lap, and then we can get 6 laps of racing all the way to the checkered flag here in Saudi Arabia.
Princess Fee giving us all softs on. But yes, but don't you realise the softs are the quick ones? Do you know what I mean? That's what we want. We want quick, fast laps.
Some people don't like it put their glove. That's the issue.
Some people don't appreciate a fast lap.
They don't understand what it takes. Ramsell has gone off track. This is a bit tactical underneath the safety car here. Ramsell's gone off track, just obviously give Joftas that extra place.
Yes.
So
because you cannot overtake under a safety car, but as you say, if you go well off track, you're not counting as a car on track at that point.
The safety car is in this lap, so let's have some shalom.
Have some shalom. Are we going to see Pease do the dummy, pull it to the side and wait for Wouter to pull out again? Or how is he going to call it this time?
Pease does need eyes in the back of his head with Wouter just behind him. And let's hope Glock, as he did kind of get a decent restart on the last one. Let's see if he can get another one here. Kind of put some pressure onto Wouter as we do now go down towards turn one.
He's gone, but Wouter is right there. I think Wouter will be in front by the breaking point of turn one, although it will be very close. ERS being used by both of the drivers side by side coming down into turn one. Pease still remains the race leader for now.
Definitely, but Glock looking for the undercut of Wouter. Oh, that was a little bit. I didn't really know what was going on there. I think Wouter tried squeezing Glock, but didn't realise how close he was. But Glock is still there with him. And Troye on the back now as well. Chazza, there's places going down below Tom Taylor, and Xerxes going at it. And Xerxes keeping up. DJ with a 3 second time. That will hurt DJ. That will definitely hurt DJ. Joftas now needs to get a bit more of a move on to make that 3 second penalty a little bit harsher.
And Joftas trying to make his way through Tom Taylor, but needs to go the long way round and unable to get a move done this moment. But Xerxes making his way past Chewy as well, and Chewy losing another position to his Sega teammate Tom Taylor. But I was quite surprised that Chewy's braking there because Joftas was right behind him.
Definitely was. Joftas does need to kind of hopefully shift through everybody. But Tom Taylor is just following Xerxes through. Glock with a 3 second time penalty. This is just falling into Chaz's lap for another podium. If he can just kind of keep it clean for these last 5-6 laps. But Tom Taylor was thrown. I can't say it again. Following Xerxes through.
Yeah. Mikey G trying to make his way past Bannister and got Allshot in the mix as well. Allshot now in between the three. We are three abreast coming down the main start. Finish straight. Diggle is the meat in this sandwich. We've got a full plethora of tyre compounds in the mix.
Definitely Diggle looking for the outside line. Hopefully those soft tyres can kind of get a bit more purchase. Puts the ERS on. And that is going to be moved done for Diggle. But now loses the back end.
Oh! That was a hard hit.
Steve is out.
That was a hard hit. That was a massive hit. Wow. I don't think there's a safety car because of how late in the race. The fact that we just had another one there, but that was a hard hit.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for all parties involved in that. Yeah, that was a very aggressive hit into the wall.
Back into the action. Joftas now trying to make his way past Callum.
Yes, indeed. 2.5 tenths behind. Probably just stick it out until it's that last back straight. And Chazos did get past DJ. I think DJ must have just let him go. But he doesn't pull another second.
And Callum was very loose there, and Joftas very tactfully went the long way round.
Definitely, and now Ramsell is going all over the back of Callum as well. So Joftas trying to keep it out of that slipstream. But Ramsell coming back at Joftas now, but just going to hold it back. But Callum was, but Ramsell now just going down the inside of Callum. Who's going to get a better drive out of turn 2? And it is going to be Ramsell, but Callum looking to the inside towards before we get to the second angle. He does back out, so that is going to be Joftas and Ramsell up to 9th and 10th.
Joftas just a few positions behind DJ now. And in fact, Droftas looks to be about 5 seconds away from DJ, but DJ with a 3-second penalty. He only needs to clear another 2 seconds, and then he's within that window of finishing net in front of DJ.
Definitely, the only thing Droftas has got against him at the moment is ERS. It's not amazing. Bannister with a 3-second time penalty, but obviously down in P14. That won't affect anything at the end of the outcome. Yeah, Droftas' ERS isn't ideal.
Let's also not forget that Chazza is up in P5 currently, but actually he is net third because of Glock and Troy both having penalties.
Definitely working out quite nicely for him. Wooter going for a move on Pease. Wooter towards the final corner, gets that move on Pease. Glock might have just fallen out of DRS then, but no, he hasn't. He has got it for this straight. Troy now all over the back of him as well. Glock's DRS is definitely running low. Pease. Wooter with a fast lap with a 1:31.1.
Oh, and they're rubbing. They're rubbing.
Close. This is very, very tight racing this round here at the moment. Wooter and Pease looking to just kind of break themselves away a little bit more, getting out at slipstream with Glock so he can't close in as much. Chazza just needs to try and hold on best he can to these front guys and just secure that P3. As I said, he is on a big run of form. Droftas still a few seconds behind DJ, about 5 seconds still. Can he close that in the next 2 and a bit laps?
And there's sheer pandemonium going on as well. Not missed by our comments on the stream. Princess Phoebes, oh no, Peas. And then she says, no, wiggle. Which must be the bedroom name for Diggle.
He does like to wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle. But Troy, he was very close to Glock then, trying to make his way through.
Yeah, and Pease closing in on the back of Wooter. And is Pease going to go for the move?
No, but Troy does.
He does indeed, but he's just going to get left hung out there. But Wooter did pick up the DRS off of Pease. So it's going to be on lap 24. Wooter still leading from Pease. But Troye getting past Glock. Is Glock going to still stick it? He is. Glock later on the brakes. And does keep P3 at the moment.
There was a hard contact there between Troy's front wing and Glock's rear end, as Tom Taylor did pick up the fastest lap.
Indeed. Chazza just needs to try. That really helped Chazza. He was 1.3 away, and now back to 4.5 tenths. So all this battling is just helping Chazza. It's helping Tom kind of close that, keep that gap quiet as well. And if they keep battling, all it's going to do is bring everybody closer to him. And those 3-second time penalties are going to feel like about 9 or 10.
Yeah, and DJ's time penalty is going to drop him closer to Droftas. I don't think Droftas will overtake him under penalties just as of yet. Still more work to be done there if he wants to take that position on penalties.
Absolutely, but we have got a lap and a half of racing left underneath the lights of this Jeddah circuit. And Pease closing back in. Glock has definitely lost DRS now. Troy
Oh, so close.
Yeah, very close. That could have ended in absolute tears, but it hasn't. Pease just looking back up at the top. Is Pease just going to sit behind? Is Royce just going to back off? Pease is. This is cat and mouse. This is Leclerc and Verstappen from last season, and Pease just sits behind. Now this is all down to run. Pease has got more ERS. He's got obviously the DRS as well, and Pease does get through. But it's going to be that final long straight here, Bloom, where this race will be decided.
It is. It's going to be who gets a better corner exit, who gets DRS, and who crosses that line first. And I think they were side by side then, and Glocker spun on the final lap of the first sector. Glocker spun, and he's just left the session. Because that's the kind of emotion that you have at that moment on the final lap. But Troy now up into third. But Chazza in P4 will get that P3 if it stays as it is with the time difference.
Definitely, and Droftas only 8 tenths behind. Looking back up to the top, it's 6 and a Droftas.
No!
Droftas with the penalty the worst time. And it's 6.5 tenths. Pease to Wooter. And then we have got only a few more corners. We've got 2 DRS straights, and Wooter just slightly taps a wall. And that's going to put a little bit more of a gap towards Pease. P's now 7.5 tenths in front of Wu. So we've got one more straight here, Bloom. One more straight.
One more straight, but it is a DRS. Well, in fact, we've got two. We've got DRS activation twice. Now, Wooter with his rear wing open 5 tenths and drop into P's. Who's going to cross the line first?
I think it might be P's. He has got that ERS advantage, but it depends on the drive out of here towards this checkered flag. It is going to be P's who does take the win here at Jeddah from Wooter with the fastest lap from P's as well with a 30.4.
It is as well, and Troy taking P3, but demoted. Chazza now on the podium. Tom Taylor finishing 5th. DJ 6th. Mikey G 7th. Droftas 8th, unfortunately, with that penalty. Also, Ramsell coming and rounding off P9 for the YouTube drivers. Callum P10. Chewy P11. Why was that so hard to say? A disconnected Glock in... Probably not P12, because we'll probably give that to Diggle, because he stayed in. Oh, we got it anyway!
We got there in the end, Blue. We got there in the end. That's all that matters. That is all that matters.
And then that hard runner now on a set of softs coming across the line. Bannister, fantastic job from yourself. So there's lots of comments in the stream. I really don't know where to go with driver of the day. We'll have to. I think we'll just talk about it after the race because I don't know where to go with it. Xerxes in the comments literally can't get worse luck than that. Jess, oh my god, this is fantastic. I assume she's talking about the race in there and not my personal life. So Princess Phoebe, oh Glock, so, Jess, oh no. People not Xerxes, people not ghosting twice. Screwed me over. And best thing is they're still in the race. Look at that. Could have had 5th.
That's Chris Luck right there.
Yeah, that is Chris Luck.
I haven't heard it before.
And
wow.
DJ in the comments, I was just way too careful for not crashing.
You weren't careful enough to not get that penalty there, Sweat Dragon.
How many hours did he do?
About 1,000, mate.
Okay,
From last Monday to this Monday, it was about 1,000 hours. Yeah, I don't think he left his house.
So we will. I'll get my words out in a second. P's taking fastest lap and the race win there, and Wooter did have pole but finished this race in 2nd place. Chazza promoted to the podium, but Troy, what a fantastic show he gave us, but demoted after that penalty. Tom Taylor in 5th place, DJ 6th, Mikey G 7th, Droftas 8th, Ramsell 9th, Callum 10th, Chewy 11th, all shot down, or Diggle as we know him as in P12. Wiggle. As she said, actually his name's Wigglepuff, but we was talking about bedroom names, so I'm not really sure what that's indicated. But I didn't manage to finish that, but Jess in the comments saying driver of the day for Chazza. Do you reckon?
Yeah, we'll give it a Chaz.
We'll go with that. So join us in a moment when we join our drivers in the driver interview room, and we'll invite Chazza in for driver of the day. We are here in the driver interview room, joined by our podium finishers and driver of the day. What a fantastic race that was. But Pillars, take it away with our third place finisher, Chazza.
How weird, Shazzaman?
Are we in mid?
Wasn't obviously the most optimal qualifying from yourself. Getting invalidated, clearly. But talk us through your race. I see a bit of a fight back through the field. Safety cars helped out a little bit, but talk us through from your perspective.
I think safe to say, I think I was a bit let off in that race. I think there was a lot of luck my way, I must say. Qualifying, we won't talk about that.
I think we should.
We won't talk about that. The race, it was okay. I mean, I was okay with the pace. Podium worthy, but safe to say I had a lot of luck in the second half of the race.
You do need luck when you are racing, though. If you don't have it, you're in a bit of trouble. But Netherlands next week at Zandvoort. How are you looking for that one?
Well, I did a race yesterday actually around Zandvoort, and I was pretty happy with it. So hopefully I can do it again. I got a podium yesterday, so I'll hopefully another one.
On a bit of a streak, mate, at the moment, which is obviously good for yourself. Well, stick around because I think Blue's going to come back to you at the end. But nice one on P3 and good luck next week, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
Yes, congratulations, Chazza, on P3. But now we move to our P2 finisher, our pole position grabber, Wouter. How was that race for you?
A little boring, I can't lie. It was. I feel like it would have been interesting without the safety car, because then you had the undercar or overcar, and you had a bit more gap and more gap to fight. But yeah, it was just a train till the end. And with Glock in P3, you couldn't really fight too much. If you lose a bit more ERS, and he will overtake you again. So, a bit boring.
It was, as you say, nice to see Glock up there fighting in P3, and we definitely could tell that you two weren't battling as much because, obviously, as you say, you'd leave yourself right open to the Duracell driver behind. But talk us through qualifying, because you originally got P2 behind Troy, but they managed to pip it right at the end. Did you have to give it everything to get that pole position?
The start of my lap wasn't amazing. I lost like a 10th in the first corner already, and I just had to hope I nailed the SS bit of the first sector, and I gained all the time back, and then I knew the last penultimate corner I made a mistake, so I gained another 2 tenths there, and I was like, this should be enough for pole.
Yes, and it was enough for pole, but we didn't quite get the race win from you today, and Pillars seemed to think that you caught the wall on the final lap whilst you were battling with Peas. Was there a mistake in there somewhere?
I didn't get damage or anything, but I think it was last corner, so penultimate corner before. I did clip it a little bit, but I was 7 times back, and I had to nail every corner to even try, because I knew I had less ERS as well, so had to do something or try something, but didn't work out.
Congratulations on your pole position, and you did really control that race up until then final stages. As you say, the safety car really swaying the race finishing standings. But congratulations on P2.
Yeah, thank you.
Okayness.
Hello.
Well, mate, congratulations on P1. Talk us through the race on your kind of side of things. Was it as boring as what Walter said, or did you enjoy it a little bit more?
I had fun, but I get the boring side of it, because I couldn't fight as hard as I wanted to, because I knew that if I did, and there's a little mistake or there's space left, Glock could have slid through, and I could go from first to third, for example. And when you're third in that train, as you saw when Glock couldn't do much, it's pretty thing. So I was kind of just playing kind of passive, so I wouldn't go down to third, but yeah, it was still a good race. But yeah, I wish we had the space to fight a bit more.
Yeah, no, I can definitely definitely imagine that one. Safety car restarts. Were you a little bit nervous on the second one when Walter went with you? Did you think it was going to be an all-out scrap through the whole of Sector 1, or were you quite happy just to kind of to keep it where it was?
I was pretty happy. I knew he was close to me. I knew I left it close, but at the same time, as long as I hugged the inside, if he went round the outside, we probably would have both been with the fans in the crowd outside the wall. So, yeah. But no, it was alright. The restarts were probably the harder part of it all.
Nice. Well, your pace looked good today. Obviously, Zandvoort next week. Is that another favourite of yours, or is it one where you have to?
It's Shanghai next week. China.
Is it China next week?
Is it?
Zandvoort?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
That's the calendar I'm looking at.
It's
It is
China,
indeed.
yeah. Zandvoort's in like 3
I've skipped one
weeks.
of your races. All right, I've skipped one of your races. I didn't see it. I'm tired. Leave me alone. Please, China. How are you around there?
I think I'm alright, but I don't know, anything can happen. If it rains, I'm finishing 18th. But if it's dry and it's smooth, I'll be fine.
Well, obviously cutting the gap by 7 points today, or actually a little bit more, 8 points. No, the 6 points was put with Wooter getting pole. But yeah, good luck for the rest of the season, mate.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations on the race win there, Peas. But let's now go back to Chazza. As Chazza getting our driver of the day. Now, obviously, Pillars has already spoke to you, so probably not much else to say. Anything else you wanted to add on your race today, Chazza?
No, not really. I mean, first half, nothing really happened, to be honest. I was kind of on my own. So, I mean, pretty boring for me until the second part of the race. The second half of the race, we actually saw some cars and ended up working my way through the field.
Well, as you say, we did have the top three, Peas, Wooter and Glock going at it. Then we had DJ and Droftas. And then you was just sort of behind that little battle there between DJ and Droftas. And like you say, you wasn't really in contention for a podium for quite a while until near the end. Have you done a lot of practice of Jeddah? Was your race concentration key to your win today at podium?
No, not a lot of practice from Jeddah. Obviously, Jeddah's very, very, very easy to. It's an easy track to put it in the wall. We saw that. We saw that a couple of times today. The two cars into the barrier. But yeah, no, not a lot of practice. I had no hope of a podium today. But I'll definitely take it. And like Pillar said earlier, I'm on a bit of a streak, so hopefully it can keep up.
Yes, not your first podium and probably not your last, as we do have several races left. This is round 13. So yeah, good luck for the rest of the season and fantastic job today on Driver of the Day.
Well, thank you very much.
But yes, also want to say fantastic job to our viewers today. Plenty of comments coming in and quite a few people. Jess, Princess Phoebes, Housie, Glock, Droftas, DJ, thank you for your comments and joining us on these race nights. It's what makes it exciting for myself, definitely. Certainly hearing about Jess and Princess Phoebes talking about Wigglepuff. So, yeah, Wigglepuff and Slowpoke on comms tonight. Big thanks to you all and big thanks to the viewers. But join us next week where we will be round the Shanghai circuit of China. And thank you very much for joining us. Love you, bye.